Hello, and welcome back to the Mindfully Rich podcast, your weekly look at life and finances with a twist, where we talk about improving your overall relationship with money and building better financial habits. On each episode, I'll discuss real life situations and give y'all practical advice. The point of this podcast is to help you stay in your financial lane so you won't end up broke. I'm the creator and host, Gina Richie Richardson. Now, let's jump into today's conversation. What's up, y'all? I'm back. Oh, it feels so good. And so today I have such a great episode for y'all, but I got to get it started by talking about Financial Literacy Month. So April is National Financial Literacy Awareness Month. And of course, with me being a financial guide, being a certified financial educator, coach, and counselor, doing all of the financial finance things out here in these streets, it wouldn't be right if I didn't have some type of topic that would draw all of y'all in to make sure that all of y'all getting y'all literacy up, okay? And so that's just what I did for today's episode. And so a lot has happened. Not going to go into all of that just because I want to start this month off with a positive and starting on a positive note with a great episode. So the one thing that I want to do, because y'all know, for everybody that's been riding with me for the longest, y'all know I love to start with gratitude. So thank you to everyone for all of the listens, all of the shares, regardless if I'm on or not. Child, y'all be listening and y'all marketing, okay? So make sure y'all continue to get these episodes out into the world. I truly appreciate it. I appreciate y'all ride with me, for y'all, like, all of the uplifting. That's all I can say. Just because when I'm not here, I still feel your presence. I still feel the messages, all of the things. Just want to say thank you to that. And so y'all know how I've been talking about in the beginning of the year with the episodes. I'm talking about you winning with your money and your finances in 2024. And I want this podcast to always be a guide for you. That's the reason why I created it back in March. Oh my God, I missed it, y'all. My podcast anniversary. Oh my goodness, I can't even believe it. I just realized it as I'm sitting here talking. Oh my goodness. So back in 2020, when I created this podcast, it has been, is it 4 years now? It's been 4 years. Wow. So back when I created this podcast, I wanted this to be kind of a beacon of hope. I wanted this to be a guide. I wanted this to be like digestible content to help you with your money and finance. And it hasn't changed from that. Although I've had my ups, I've had my downs. Y'all have gotten a chance to see real life happening to me with the stops, the pauses, the different things, seeing my ups and seeing my downs. And so this is real life. But I just had a conversation with my friends, because for those of y'all that's been here since the beginning, you remember I was on a consistency challenge. And so I've been challenged again. And so the one thing that I can say is that when you're doing something for a long period of time, please know I love doing this podcast. Love it. Okay. I could talk about money and finance all the time, right? But when life be lifing, it's hard finding that motivation to get up. And so I found that motivation to get up. I've been in therapy for a good minute now. Things have been going really well just because I had to get my mind right. You know, I think I've talked about this before. When your mind not right, you not right, your finances not right, mentally you're not right, everything just ain't right, okay? And so I haven't been right for a little bit. And so I did have to get in therapy, and I did have to do some self-care with myself just so I can get myself together. And so the one thing I realized is no matter how much I try to fake it or try to act like things are cool, I got to give myself that time. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been giving myself that time. But in that time, I have been working on some things. And as I'm able to share and as I'm able to launch and do the things I need to do so I can get it out into the world so that y'all can take part in it, I will be letting y'all know. And so let's go ahead and move into our mindful money moment. And y'all, I am super excited. For those of y'all that's been rocking with me since 2020, you know how we started the podcast, where I would take a song title and use that as the inspiration for our topic point for the episode. And I haven't had one of these in a long time. And so If I had like some horns noises, okay, that's what y'all would hear because I'm super excited because I got one today. And so today we are going to talk about finding your way through the different financial seasons, right? Okay, what song is it? Go ahead, y'all say it out loud. Okay, Jaheim, Finding My Way Back. Yes, I know. Yo, please excuse me. First episode back. I'm excited. So let's go ahead and talk about these seasons. And so I want to reiterate that because it is Financial Literacy Month, normally you hear people talking about your traditional topics, your budgeting, your credit, your home buying, identity theft, spending money, managing money, things like that. I want to talk about something a little deeper because I'm a Capricorn, and so I like to dig on in there, okay? Side note for all my astrology people, okay, I just found out that 6 of my houses are Capricorn. So when people be trying to tell me I'm on the cusp because I'm the last day of Capricorn, I'm a full Capricorn. Just to let y'all know. Also, I want to make sure that y'all know the Lord is my savior. Okay. Yes, I am one of those girls who know what my zodiac is, but the Lord is my savior. Okay. Okay. Just want to make sure that we all clear. But let's go ahead and get into these seasons. And so I wanted to talk about these seasons because I have a broad range audience. So I have from the youth all the way on up to the elders. And the one thing that I thought about for Financial Literacy Month is starting at the beginning and understanding different financial seasons, because I don't believe that this is something that's talked about, but I know it's something that's shown. And so when we're talking about seasons, a transitional season is probably the one that hurts the most. And the reason why a transitional season hurts the most is because something is shifting. Something has happened that is making you either be in a space where your income is limited, your income has run out, or you are moving up, but you don't know exactly when that income is coming in. And so some of these examples of that is when you're graduating from college, you haven't got into a job yet, but you know you got the degree, but you're going to be moving into your career at some point. Also, when you lose a job, when there's a downsize or you get laid off, when you go from full-time to part-time for whatever reason, you go from full-time to self-employed, when you're relocating on your own and it's not due to the purpose of a job or a job has relocated you. Side note, I want to stop there because a lot of people do relocate for jobs. Some of them move because the job is moving them, but in a lot of cases, they're paying for that relocation. So that relocation is going to cause some type of strain on their income at some point in time. Most of the time it's causing it at that time, but the investment is moving to that new place and getting that new job. Retirement is also a transitional season because you're going from probably full-time employment into retirement. You also have some unexpected life situations that can cause you to be in a transitional season. That can be when a partner passes away, a partner or a spouse, when they're no longer there with you, when you're going through a divorce. It could also be when you have natural disasters. So people who I'm in California, also live down in Mississippi and Florida. You get natural disasters down there, like your hurricanes. You have fires here in California. There's all type of different natural disasters that can cause strains on your income and on your pockets because of what they're causing at that time. We all remember Katrina. I can remember that like it was yesterday. That wasn't a financial strain for me, but for lots of people who lost their homes during that time, that was a transitional season. The people who've went through the fires here in California, who have lost their homes because of the fires, that's a transitional season that they're now being put into. So as you see, transitional seasons, they can be caused unexpectedly, or it could be something that was expected. The one thing that I can say from my experience, because I was just in this season, okay, trenches, okay. The one thing that I can say about in this season, this is where if it hasn't already set in, depression can hit you the worst because you feel like you at the bottom. Because you're going through whatever this transition is in your life and you're not where you need to be, or you've come off from where you were or where you thought that you needed to be down to this transitional period, it's a time where you got to get your mind right. You got to get yourself together. You got to get the planning, the goal, all of the things need to be working together for your good, okay? And the thing that I can say about my transitional season, I am one of the most positive people. I encourage everybody. Positivity is my second strength on Strength Finders. But this last transitional season that I just went through, even though I've been through this before in my divorce, this one was the hard one. This was the one that brought on the depression. This was the one I told myself in the beginning, you know what? You've been through this before. You could do it this time. This time, there was a bigger lesson at play. God was trying to do some stuff and stir some stuff up inside of me during this last transitional season because I could not pick myself up. I'm talking about in the bed, didn't want to get out the bed. I mean, just laying down, going to sleep. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And I know what to do. So this is the reason why I want to talk about this. Even as a person who guides others, who knows what to do, I still got down and was so down and out about that transitional season that I couldn't even get myself up, even with knowing what to do. So it's important when you're in a transitional season, the way that you find hope, the action that you can do is you got to get in front of some people. Okay, you got to tell people what's going on. And one thing about me, because I'm not good at asking people for help, I'm not good at asking people to, I talk, so I have my people that I talk to and they know, and I was able to get it out there and dump, but I wasn't able to go deeper because I'm the friend that helps everybody else. And it's not like they're requiring me to. I'm just that person. I've been that person since I was a kid. I was the person that when me and my mom I was, oh, girl, you good, making sure you fine. I felt like I was a protector over my mom versus her. Like, I'm sure she felt like she was a protector over me, but I felt the other way around. I've always been like that. So transitional seasons have always been hard for me because I feel like I shouldn't be here. I should do this. Or if I am here, I'm going to get right out. But sometimes it's not made for you to get right out. There's lessons, there's stuff that you're supposed to be learning that is preparing you for the next season in your life. And so if I can provide any hope while you're in a transitional season, let this be a guiding light. Okay, at this particular point, this is when you are Dora the Explorer. You are trying to figure out, okay, what is that next thing? You are learning resilience in your transitional season. You now have to cut back. Okay, you got to adapt to whatever this new income, whatever this new lane is, so that you can get yourself together, so that you can build yourself up for the new opportunities that are going to be coming to you. So we're not going to this is the thing I'm going to say now that I'm out of this, because it took me a second, y'all. It took me a second. If you're in a transitional season right now, I understand it's a challenge, okay? You want to pull from the book of cuss all the time. I understand. But the one thing I'm going to tell you and I'm going to offer you is that when you are able to get up, when you are able to open your eyes and think clearly and not want to just go back to sleep, when you're thinking and saying, today is my day, I'm going to get up, because I know that there's a lot of days that you say that to yourself. What I want you to do is remember your faith. What is that faith? What is your why? Because that's what pulled me out. I saw myself in the bed so much and I saw myself down so much that I was just like, okay, so what the kids gonna do? What they gonna do if I don't get up? Where they gonna be at if I don't get up? And then I also had to remember, you got goals, okay? We are not about to let life punk us. For some reason, because competition is my number 4 strength, it's me against me. We are not about to let life punk us. God is getting us through this, because I'm a spiritual person, so you believe in whoever you want to believe. God gonna get us through this. And how dare me have the audacity to believe that whatever I'm going through in this transitional season is too big for God to move me out. So I had to get that in me. I had to get so mad. And I also had to, once again, you got to believe in yourself that you are moving through this transition and you are here for a reason, and you're going to get out of this. And you're going to get a chance to have a testimony at the end of this. And so some steps when you are in this transitional season, you got to seek a guide. You need somebody. You need somebody to guide. I'm sorry, let me not tell y'all what y'all need. Okay, let me take that back. You may want a guide. Hello, okay. I am mindfullyrich.com. Check me out, okay? But you may need a financial guide. You may need some financial guidance. Podcasts, online, your YouTubes. Everybody and their mama talk about money, right? Okay. Now, of course, I would prefer y'all to get y'all information from here. But everybody and their mama is talking about it. So you're going to have to shift through all of those different things that are out there that can help you in your particular situation for whatever your particular need is. You're going to have to find your resources. What are those resources that can assist you in the season that you're in? I don't know what those resources need to look like for you because we're all unique. But when you're in a transitional season, you got to search for them. You got to search. And you're going to know what you need. So if it's a guide, I am mindfullyrich.com, period. Been doing this for 17 years. What's up? Okay? If not me, somebody. Just to make sure that you're getting through that transitional season. I feel like I spent a lot of time on that one, y'all. It's going to be a long episode. All right, we got to move on to the next season. Building season, okay? Bob the Builder season. That's what we're going to call this one, okay? Yes, I like a building season just because a building season is, all right, we've gotten over the hump of the transition, right? So now we're building. Now we are almost where we want to be. We ain't at the finish line yet. We still on the journey, but we are transitioning. Maybe we are starting a new job. Maybe we got the business going and we're finally bringing income in. Maybe we just got married. Maybe we have, think of some things that you could build, okay? Those are all the examples I got at this particular point. So when you're in that building season, what you're trying to do is your focus is now on how do I continue to either increase because you're building more? Because, I mean, of course, when we're building something, we want more. So am I building to build more? How do I get more? What does more even look like? And what are we building? Are we building our income? Are we building our savings? Are we paying off debt? What are we doing? What foundations are we trying to lay here, right? Because in transitional season, we ain't got no foundation. We pretty much throwing spaghetti at the wall. Okay, but a building season, we building that foundation so that we can get and secure our stability. Okay, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing in that building season. And so this one is a little bit better. It's not as down as the transitional. But I feel like there's something to be said for that transitional period just because you working the muscles, okay? You working the muscles up. And so in the building season, you seeing the muscles come through. But you continuing to build them. Okay. Oh, that's a good analogy. I did that. Yes. Okay. And so in a building season, for the most part, your hope is coming from seeing, all right, I didn't went from transition to build. So of course, you're feeling pretty good. You're inspired by that, right? But in a building season, you also need to make sure that you are keeping those SMART goals with you. Just because in transition, yes, you start SMART goals there, but I feel like you're really working on your SMART goals in the building season because when you're throwing spaghetti at the wall, it's hard to even keep up with a SMART goal. It's like, I need everything right now, like J.G. Wentworth, okay? That's what that is, okay? And so you got to remember to hone in on your SMART goals. And when you're doing a SMART goal, if you haven't been listening to the beginning episodes, your SMART goals, you got to make sure that you are setting the goal. What is actually having what the goal is, determine what that measurement is going to be for that goal. Also reviewing it so you can make sure that it's realistic because we don't set unrealistic goals over here at the Mindfully Rich podcast. Everything got to be realistic. Okay. So we don't even want to play with ourselves like that. All right. And lastly, you got to put a time frame on it because that's what helps you get moving with your goal. And when you're in a building season, that's the best time to make sure that you have some realistic time frames. Once again, a guide may be helpful in this particular season. I am mindfullyrich.com. Book your girl. What's up? Okay. Or whomever you decide to get with. Continuing to do your research. Continuing to be a student of financial literacy and wellness. That's the thing. Finances, money, all of the things are changing. They're continuously changing. You got to always stay up to date. Rely on it for yourself and do your research so that you can understand who full of it, who actually telling the truth. And this is the thing, when you're listening and when you're intaking financial information, even here on the Mindfully Rich podcast, even though I'm the girl. Okay. Eat the meat, spit out the bones, whatever pertains to you. You may have to take in a bunch of things to make sure that it can fit for your particular situation. Okay. All right, we're going to keep these seasons going. So we talked about transitional season, building season. Then we got a growth season, okay? Man, let me tell you what, growth seasons be the bomb, okay? I can remember my last one. I'm in a new one. I feel like this is the thing, and it's like I'm one of God's strongest soldiers. I've already just determined that, because nothing I've done in life has been easy. Nothing. I mean, nothing. I wish that it was. Now, I have certain things that have been easier than others, like personality-wise, I get along. I build relationships really good. That's been something that's easy for me just because that's natural to me. But when I'm talking about life as a whole, life then threw so many curveballs at me from the youth. Okay, I'm just like, everything I do, it feel like when I'm in jobs, like in my past, when I'm in jobs, I'm coming up with the different things that need to be done. I'm never just walking into, this is what you're supposed to do, or this is what you got to do. Or if I'm in relationships, it just feel like it's so hard. I'm just like, dang, why me? God was like, you one of my strongest soldiers. We're going to give you these battles. And so because I know that I go through these different seasons so that I can be a testimony to others, so that I can be a witness and tell y'all, hey, all right, while I was going through this season, this is what God did for me. Because, child, it's a lot of prayer. It's a lot of prayers. It's a lot of crying. It's a lot going on during these seasons. But the one thing that I could say, when you are in a growth season, you are seeing those significant increases, because I just talked about when you're increasing your income, building your savings, when you're paying off debt, when you are starting to look for other investment ways to build your wealth, right? Did I say that right? Yep, I said it right. I had to go back. I had to play it in my head. I said that right, because when you're in a growth season, it's like, oh wow, I'm finally in a place where I'm not in survival mode. You're not in survival mode anymore. You're not throwing spaghetti at the wall. You're not feeling like I can't do anything. You're not just sitting around just eating tuna all day, unless tuna is what you want to eat, but normally in transitional seasons, you be reduced down to the tuna or the rice, the beans, the meals that don't cost a lot, okay? But in a growth season, you're not necessarily there. So in a growth season, you're able to start thinking about, how can I expand my investments? How can I pursue other things? What else is there to achieve out there? What other financial milestones do I want to do? You get a chance to make those decisions like that. Even if it's, I'm going into a home, I'm going into purchasing a home. I can start a family. I can start the business. I can do all of these different things because you've placed yourself back into, or you've placed yourself in a stable situation. I celebrated with one of my clients today because when we first started meeting, she was in a transitional season. And I can remember, and I'm so excited because this was in August when we first started our sessions. Let me see, what is this? Was August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Oh, okay, 7 months. Yeah, so it's like, it took her a while, but it's like to see the growth season that she's in. And now we're talking about, all right, what are we going to do investment wise, and how is retirement? How are all of these? We get a chance to look at those different things. And I'm so excited because she is about to purchase an investment home, just because she feels that this is what she wants to do for her particular investments. And that's the thing when it comes to investments. And I hate when people try to box it all in like it's just one that you make. Investments is just this. No, it's not. It's different for everyone. And so I'm super excited to see my client, just because to see someone go from that transitional period into that building period, into that growth. Oh, it just continues to motivate me. And that's the thing I love about getting a chance to meet with different people and seeing different people's journeys and knowing their stories, and just knowing that people can do it. Like, I have that unequivocal faith that it can happen just because I coach so many people and guide them through those different situations and see that all the time. And so I be like, yes. So I be cheerleading. So in a growth season, because you're now into a more stable position, for the most part, your hope is up because you're seeing progress. It's like you're watching your gains at this particular point, right? You're motivated because you're getting a chance to see the stability that you were able to build and see your finances working for your good. So here you're making sure that everything is continuing to work the way that you need it to, still continuing with those SMART goals and moving to the next level. What does next level look like when you're in that growth season? So thinking about, how do I move up? What does that, I spoke earlier, I said your investments. And when we talk about investment, you can invest in quite a few things, right? Retirement, what does that look like? Because you're not going to work all your life. And most of the time, most people are investing so that they can invest for the future. What would future self love that if you did this right now, it's going to take care of them later? You're doing that when you're in your growth season, okay? All right, time out. We loving this, right? I am, okay? All right, so let's go here. We got 2 more seasons, so we're going to move on to your maintenance season. And so just like in your growth season, maintenance here is you've achieved that stability. Like I said, you are focusing on preserving and managing the wealth, or you are wealth building at this particular time. You are ensuring that everything is right. Like you're checking up on everything. You've been doing good. You don't want to fall off from here. Okay, but this is the thing, and this is the thing, right? People do it. It happens because, once again, you got to remember what causes us to go into transitional seasons. I just talked about you have expected and unexpected ways that we go into these transitional seasons. So I'm hoping that when you're in your growth and when you're in your maintenance season, that you are paying attention to what your finances are looking like, what the debt is looking like, what your savings, your investments, what everything is looking like. So that way it can prepare you in the case if something were to happen and you needed to go through a transitional season. That transitional season, from what you do in your growth and your maintenance season, are all going to determine what that transitional season will look like if you were to ever go through something like that, because there are so many different causes, expected and unexpected, as to why we go through that. Where I'm going to call it fall for right here. I wanted to make sure that was the word I wanted to use. Why we fall and what happens. So in your maintenance season, it is important that planning, that financial planning, that holistic financial planning all around needs to be a part of your maintenance season, ensuring that everything is on the up and up. Do I have enough saved? What would retirement look like? Okay, do I have kids? Are we planning on having kids? Do we have enough money to pay for the things that we need to pay for? Debts, do we still have debts? What does that look like? Those debt repayment plans, things of that sort. Okay, homes, if we have homes, what is that looking like? Do we have enough money for fixtures and things of that sort? Do we have emergency savings saved up 3 to 6 months? Like all of those different things you are doing in that maintenance season, because you are looking at long-term financial goals at this particular point. Okay. And so I don't really, in the growth season, I'm not going to do the same like with the hope and with the practical steps, because I've kind of already given the practical steps, because you are looking after your long-term financial planning goals at that particular point, because you're stable. How do we stay stable? That's what you're doing when you're in your maintenance season. My apologies. I had to take a sip of water. Okay. And that last season is your harvest season. Okay. You just reaping your rewards. I got a client right now. Man, I love talking to him, because reaping, I'm talking about, man, somebody that's just reaping rewards and just out here chilling. No mortgage, paid off they mortgage. All they got is just a couple of credit cards, out here in this world just chilling. Okay. Money is stacked for retirement. They good to go. They just enjoying life and doing all of the things that they want to do, pursuing traveling, hobbies. I mean, all of the things, preparing well for the future, for their grandkids. They doing all of those different things. And so in a harvest season is what we all aspire to be in. Now, it comes to us in different phases of our life. That could be something when we get older, and older is subjective. I don't know what older looks like for y'all. Okay. I would love to be in harvest no later than 5 years from now. Okay. That I would love to be in harvest no later than 5. Okay. Because I just feel like I serve a big God. And because I done been one of the strongest soldiers for a long time, that's going to be my blessing. Okay. And so those are your different seasons. I want to make sure that I say that again. So you have your transitional season, your building season, growth, maintenance, and your harvest season. And there are different things that are happening in those different seasons that we've discussed. And there's different levels of hope. There's different levels of actions for you to do and for you to accomplish when you're in those seasons. And as you got a chance to see, that transitional and that building season, those can be your tougher seasons than what your growth, maintenance, and what your harvest season can look like. And so this message is basically just to let you know, you're not the only one. People go through this all the time. There are so many different expected and unexpected ways that we go through financial seasons. The one thing that I can say as a whole, planning your SMART goals, ensuring that you are continuing to understand and be very mindful of where you stand. Like when we talk about finances, it is Financial Literacy Month. When we're talking about this, we want you to understand where you stand, because finances, when they're impacted, every other aspect of your life is impacted. If you ain't got the money, unfortunately, we live in an expensive world. The cost of living is expensive. We honestly don't have time to be sad. We don't even have time to be depressed, but we're still going to do it. I get it. I understand we are. But we fall down, but we got to get on back up. All right. And if you're trying to get back up and you need a guide to get you to where you need to go, I am your girl. Okay. Check out my website, IamMindfullyRich.com. If you need a financial guide to ensure that you're talking to someone. Where am I at right now, girl? What do we need to do? That's the one thing. When I talk about guiding, I always like to make sure that we're being very real. Any of my clients will let you know. Anywhere that I educate, any of the clients that I have, they'll let you know I am very real. I give you very real information. Some things are going to be faster than others. Some things are going to be a marathon for you, and you're going to get tired of it. But as long as you stick to the plan, you are going to get to where you're going to be. I have had to rebuild and I was trying to think of another word. I've had to rebuild myself a few times. And I've done it before. I'm going to do it again. And if I got to go through it again because I know I'm one of God's strongest soldiers, guess what? Your girl going to do it. Okay. All right, y'all. This is a long episode. And yeah, that's it. I don't want to start rambling too much. And so make sure y'all listen. For those of y'all that are new, go back and listen to some old episodes. You got 124 more. Go ahead and listen to them. I want y'all to start loving me, loving hearing my voice. Come back next week for the next episode, okay? And share. Share this with someone that is in one of those seasons. And this is the thing. You don't know what season they may be in, right? You might, but you might not. So share it with everybody. That's why I said that. Share, because y'all my marketing team, okay? All right. That's it. I want y'all to live life mindfully and on purpose. And until next time, when I hit y'all with another one.